I think the ridiculous notion is for either one of you all to have the audacity to believe that you understand what the experience is to be.
I have to object to that.
But you just said
I cannot talk about it because I am not part of a group. I am a sentient human being. You're right. There's two ways you cannot understand something. One is to be too far from it. We're too far from it. We can't see like you can. One is to be too close to something. And then sometimes you can't see it accurately either.
Bill Maher just lit a match and burned his bridges with a left. No apologies, no backing down, just brutal takedowns that left his guests speechless. In one fiery clash, he shredded them for weaponizing race, turning the studio into a battlefield. And trust me, the wreckage was unforgettable.
I noticed that at the Super Bowl, for the first time in, I think, 4 years now, the Trump administration is making them take away "end racism," which they had written in the end zone, right? And when
why? It just seems silly. I mean,
to do it or not to do it?
Why get rid of it?
Oh, I could tell you why.
I know, but it's just like you're.
Because it was stupid to begin with.
Yeah, but
let me ask you, who is it for? And if you're a racist and you see "end racism" in the end zone, you're going to stop being a racist?
Then came Tara Palmieri, tossing around woke buzzwords like they were magic solutions. But Maher stopped her cold with one simple question. Silence. No spin, no clever comeback, just the truth hitting hard. Because slogans don't fix crime, borders, or inflation. They are just noise, and Maher proved it.
The sentiment is basically like, don't be a...
But I think it's an to nag us during a football game about something that doesn't change anything or any. If I'm not a racist and I see it, it doesn't matter. And if I am a racist, it's going to make me more of a racist.
Like, I think if you write "don't be an on the end zone," everybody will agree with that.
Remember that end racism slogans plastered everywhere? They didn't vanish because leaders delivered. They vanished because corporations got tired of faking it. For years, CEOs bent the knee to the outrage mob. But now, the tide has turned. Virtue signaling is out of style, and the mob doesn't scare them anymore. Meanwhile, Democrats keep preaching democracy while hiding behind stage presses and polished lies. Promises broken, stories twisted, and Maher wasn't about to let it slide.
Under the previous administration, we would have inquiries. We would request information. We would want cabinet secretaries and assistant secretaries and deputy secretaries to come before committee. We would send letter after letter after letter and get no response. The Biden administration operated literally in the shadows. They would not tell you anything that was going on. At least Donald Trump puts it out in the litany of orders that come out that day. Here's what we're doing today. We're going into the Department of Justice. We are taking these attorneys and they are under supervisory review, or however they choose to phrase it. You knew nothing that was going on in Joe Biden's presidency.
Maher kept hammering the same point. The left's obsession with race and gender is an old, tired script. America sees through it. Voters want real solutions, not identity games. Yet Democrats double down, blaming Hillary or Kamala's losses on sexism instead of failed policies. Maher cut through the excuse. People didn't reject them for being women. They rejected a party stuck on pronouns instead of problems.
A bunch of privileged mean girls complaining about privilege and trying to make fetch happen. What a shocker that the people who see everything through the lens of race and sex see their election loss as a result of racism and sexism. Yes, if only we weren't so irredeemably unenlightened, we would have elected a black president by now. Oh, what, we did? Oh, right, and then re-elected him. Maybe you missed it because it wasn't on TikTok.
Here's the real issue. Democrats act like the smartest people in every room. Disagree, and you're branded ignorant or backwards. That arrogance seeps into every speech, every headline, every debate. Instead of persuading, they shame. Instead of including, they exclude. And that's why more than half the country has tuned them out.
Sexism? Hillary got 3 million more votes than Trump, which in a normal country would be called a victory. It wasn't 21st century sexism that prevented a woman from being president. It was the Electoral College. Democrats run for office as if the voters don't live here, as if they don't go to the grocery store and Starbucks and the office. But they do. They live here.
And when you don't fall in line, They call you a caveman who wants to drag America back to the Dark Ages. Please, look around. Women lead Fortune 500 companies, hold power in Congress, and we've already had a female vice president. America is moving forward, but the left clings to victimhood politics, pretending nothing has changed. It's a script that just doesn't sell anymore.
I actually see women and people of color, and it doesn't look like some patriarchal racist nightmare. Kamala spent 100 days telling voters, I know it feels like crime and illegal immigration are bad, but f your feelings, look at this chart. Yes, there's a lot to not like already about the new regime, but maybe take 1 week to ask what you did wrong. The basis for Democratic campaigns has become, we're the smart people. That we know from the get-go.
Things got even sharper when Bakari Sellers claimed outsiders could never understand black struggles. Maher fired back. Sometimes being too close blinds you more than being outside. Race-only narratives don't solve problems, they bury them. His point hit hard. Perspective matters more than skin color. An obsession with race clouds the truth.
Well, all you have to do is ask my father, who literally was shot in the Orangeburg Massacre, right? Who helped found SNCC, who marched with Marion Barry and Stokely Carmichael and Martin Luther King, and the list goes on and on and on. And he will tell you today that he feels like this country's at 1954. And so if you want to talk about somebody...
But that doesn't mean it is.
Well,
you said he feels that way. That's ridiculous. It is.
And here's the uncomfortable truth nobody on the left wants to admit. Many race experts make a living keeping division alive. If progress was acknowledged, their careers would vanish overnight. But progress is undeniable. Black Americans today are senators, billionaires, CEOs, and yes, even a president. Challenges remain, but pretending nothing's changed is dishonest. Maher ripped the mask off. The left's power depends on selling fear, not facing reality. America has come a long way, and the only thing holding it back is politicians stuck in the past. If you made it this far, you know the truth hits harder than any slogan.
I think the ridiculous notion is for either one of you all to have the audacity to believe that you understand what the experience is to be.
I have to object to that.
But you just said
I cannot talk about it because I am not part of a group. I am a sentient human being. You're right. There's two ways you cannot understand something. One is to be too far from it. We're too far from it. We can't see like you can. One is to be too close to something. And then sometimes you can't see it accurately either.
Smash that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and stick around, because the next takedown is going to be even wilder.